Hey, Brian from GarageMahal. Today I have a pack of acoustic foam, and this actually has like a curve to it, and you can tell, I mean, this pack's a little on the heavier side, so it's really packed in there. So let's open it up. I got a project I absolutely positively need this for, so I'm so glad I got my hands on this. And let me open it up and get this unpacked so you can kind of see how it reacts. So obviously this is vacuum sealed. And there's some instructions for that, but we're just going to whip right through this. And I'm going to open the top. And let's see how it comes unpacked. And again, this stuff is super dense. I can tell just from, oh, okay. So wow, as soon as I open that up, that starts taking shape. And let's see how many pieces are in this pack alone. So that is one. Two. And it's pretty cool how it's like packed in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to see me. 11 and 12. So 24 panels all together. With that, I'm going to be very ginger and not have that open up on me. So let me kind of like lay these a little flatter so you can kind of see what's going on. So basically I have one of these project boards. So if you've ever seen these for like kind of like home projects, science projects or something like that. So what I am going to do is I'm probably going to see which way they curve and mount these to this board, depending on how they mount, with some dry glue, or hot glue. I don't know why I call it dry glue, but it's with a hot glue gun. And I'm going to make a sound barrier for this. Okay, so when I'm on this side of the studio, I get a lot of fan noise from these Bitcoin miners, so I basically kind of want to make a sound barrier. So basically, this should work in dampening the fan noise coming off of that, because you can probably hear it through my studio mic right here. Because of the size of my studio, I just have nowhere else I can kind of put that fan sound making machine anywhere else. So I'm just going to try to make kind of like a acoustic sound barrier using this foam to dampen the noise, so I can work in here and not have any of that intrusive sound going on. So it looks like these have formed out good enough, and you can kind of like see, you can kind of like put them together depending on how you're going to lay them out. I know it's tough because they're black, so they kind of like blend into the background and stuff, but I'm going to let these kind of like fill back up with air so I can figure out exactly how I'm going to mount these on my little project board, and then we will go from there. So stay tuned. Okay, so we let the foam hang out for 24 hours, so you can kind of see how it has a natural tendency to have a curve to it. So that's pretty cool. And then that's the back. So depending on how you are going to mount this stuff, and since I'm going to be taking advantage of the opposite part of the curve, I'm going to have it face out this way. And I think that'll actually probably work out best for my application, just because I want some deeper valleys, sound valleys, so when the noise is coming, it kind of gets captured in between here a little bit better. And I'm also going to have to cut this to a certain degree. So depending on how I squish this together, so I want a slight curve but not a huge curve on it. I'm going to have an empty section over here, So I'll end up having to cut some of this film to get it to fit. And then again, see how it goes at the bottom. I'll have to cut some across. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll probably show you how I'm going to glue this to this real quick, just so I have a starting point. And I think my glue gun has been working long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this and have it kind of overlap on the edge a little bit. So when I start piecing it in here, I'm going to have a little bit more room to work with. So kind of setting it up here, I'm just going to work a hot glue portion down here as fast as I can, because I know this stuff does cool down rather quickly. So I'm going to glue that there, and then I'm going to make another glue area here. And again, just kind of make sure that it's going to sit and hold in a bunch of different positions. And then one along this edge right here. Okay, let me get that glue gun out of the way, because I always like to drip. And then right away, I gotta push down on a couple of these sections, it looks like. But looks like it's holding pretty well. So let me kind of fast forward and finish this whole board out. So stay tuned. And so this is the back side, and if we come around a corner here, I mean, it has drastically cut down on the fan noise. So when I back up to the other side of my studio, you can barely hear it. Anyway, I still have some support stuff that I have to do here, but I think, again, a pretty big improvement. Okay, and this makes great for a home little sound studio you can build with these foam tiles, like soundproofing a room, or just to keep the echo down on like a recording or something that you have going on, or even making a small like miniature sound studio. This one I basically have sitting on my desk studio, and I can record and do sound overs here with my mic, and I don't have to worry about any sound coming from the other side. And then once I kind of like surround myself with this, it basically is like a sound booth, really. Okay, Brian from GarageMahal. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there.